Together with Earle Sports. Together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are. Wow, we're off to a great start today.
It's a perfect representation of yesterday, so we're good.
Go ahead, start up the show.
Yeah.
I'm covering your camera. We are so professional right now.
This is great. This is peak content right now.
All right, we're good. Don't knock the table over.
I wasn't, but okay. We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle, and I am joined here by Timothy Earle. Welcome back to the show. This is the Earle Sports Bet Show. Appreciate you joining us for today. Special guest Tim Earle in the house. So there's that.
Can I explain for a minute?
Go for it.
So and this will probably pop up a little bit more. I'm going to be having to miss shows on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, due to my new work schedule. I was working mornings, which was 5 to 10. And now I'm getting full-time hours, which would have been 5 to 1:30, which unfortunately means I missed part of the shows. That's why I missed Thursday, Friday, and Sunday was because of that. Saturday was because I was driving to here for the football game. But I missed those shows because I was getting full-time hours now. But starting on Wednesday, I will be working nights, meaning 12:30 to 7 or 10:30 to 9. No. It's 12:30 to 9, 10:30 to 7. So Saturday, Sundays is 10:30 days, meaning I won't be on the shows for those days. Unless I have off on a Saturday. But I'll most likely be missing every single Sunday show from now on, which is unfortunate, but I'd rather have it where I miss 2 shows a week than 5 shows a week, because unfortunately, we'll be honest, we don't make enough money doing this. And I need to have some type of money elsewhere. So I do work at another place. And unfortunately, it means I'm going to have to miss shows. So make sure you guys leave a like, hit a like, subscribe, a comment, share us out, help us grow. And eventually one day I won't have to do the other stuff. So, but we have to be able to grow this first. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to miss Saturday and Sunday shows from now on due to my new work schedule. But I will be here for the majority of the weeks.
There you go. We'll recap yesterday real quick, and then we will head to today's card. It sucked. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I don't sugarcoat here. Yesterday was a bloodbath. Football could have been better. It was absolutely frustrating losing a couple of those plays. Baltimore and Vegas was 9-6 at halftime. And then 20 points in the fourth quarter completely killed that under. I had the under 41 that lost there.
What game?
Baltimore lost. Baltimore Vegas. Probably one of the more frustrating losses of yesterday is a game I double up on, which I believe I go 2-0 if one player doesn't get hurt in that game. Because I had the Giants in the over. And on the opening kickoff, the kicker gets hurt. What does that result in? The punter is your kicker from now on, which really affected them because they scored a touchdown, missed extra point. They scored another touchdown, missed 2-point conversion. Scored another touchdown, missed 2-point conversion. They had the ball deep in Washington territory towards the end of the game with about a minute and a half to go. 4th and 4 on about the 20-something yard line. They go for it. Why? They don't have a kicker. So the Giants lose because on Washington's drives, Washington had 7 drives yesterday. They ended in a field goal, 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 a field goal. And you guessed it, a field goal.
The only drive that didn't end in a
field goal was when they need at halftime.
Yeah.
I truly believe if the Giants have a kicker yesterday, they win that game going away. And unfortunately, that results in a double loss for me. The Panthers +5 was a terrible read, but the under saved me in that game. I had the under 39.5. The Panthers scoring 3 points killed me on the spread, but won in total for me. The Packers +3 is one of my favorite spots of the card. And I think that the Packers are bet on material with Willis and then fade them with Love. It's the type of that approach I would like to take the Green Bay Packers. Seattle and New England was a wrong read, almost winner. If they would have gotten a stop at the end of the game and the game finished 20-17, the under would have hit. Instead, Seattle goes down, kicks a field goal, heads to overtime, and wins 23-20. The Jets game, that game was 10-7 at halftime, which for an under 41, I thought I was an okay spot. And then they don't know what field goals were really in that game because it felt like every drive that they was scoring ended in a touchdown. It ended up being 24-17, and I pushed the under 41, which was annoying. Detroit -7 was an outright loser. That was annoying. And then we get to the later games, which after the 1 o'clock slate was great for me. Cincy plus the points, they almost went outright. And the over 47.5, it finishes at 51. And then the under 45 in Sunday Night Football wins as well. Sunday Night unders have been a way better trend than primetime unders themselves. Because I think if you go back and you look at Sunday nights the last couple of seasons, they have a better win percentage than Thursday night unders and Monday night unders. So, which I was looking at the under in this game. I ended up playing a side. We'll get into that. It's the first game we'll talk about. Baseball is an absolute bloodbath. I had the first 5 under 4.5, New York, Boston. I thought I was looking good. It was 1-0 heading into the third, heading to the bottom of the third. The Yankees get 3, and then the Red Sox score 2 in the top of the 4th. And then the game finishes 5-2. The full game would have stayed under. Too bad I can't trust the freaking Red Sox bullpen enough to bet a full game under with them. The Mets were up 1-0 in the 8th, and then they give up a run in the bottom of the 8th and a run in the bottom of the 9th and lose. The +105 was a loser there. The Nationals -1. They were covering. It was looking good. It was 4-2. It was 3-1, 4-2. And of course, a BS run in the top of the 9th pushes the -1 for me. Tampa Bay run the first 5 money line was a loser. They lose 2-0 in the first 5 there. The over 11 in the Rockies game, it was 2-1 at the end of 3, and then it finished 6-2 there. Annoying. Under 8.5 in San Fran and San Diego. I thought I was going to lose it because it was 2-2, a dead night's under, or it was 2-1 heading into the bottom of the 9th. Heliot Ramos ties it in the bottom of the 9th. I'm like, damn it, now I got to sweat this. The Padres put up 2 runs in the top of the 10th and end up winning the game 4-3. So luckily, I was able to somehow win that one with the way the day was going. I was shocked I did. And the Braves blew a 2-0 lead to the Dodgers, which was irritating. They gave up 7 runs in the 9th inning to completely blow the game open there, the Dodgers. And I finished down 6 units yesterday. I need to put more work into things. I need to get right. I need to put more time and effort. And it's exactly what we're going to be doing here.
Yeah, no, let's see. On the site yesterday, it was for football, the Niners, which are frauds. How do you lose to?
They truly miss CMC. That's what that tells me.
Yeah, that's embarrassing if you're losing to the Vikings. We had the Panthers, which that line went from 6.5 down to 5. I saw some 4.5s, and it didn't matter. Did not matter. The public ate on that one. We got the Bengals, though. Although I missed out on the money line because the refs still, to this day, freaking love to call stuff for Patrick Mahomes. I believe I saw a stat. Patrick Mahomes has 18 interceptions that have been called back due to defensive penalties. That is the most in the NFL since 2018.
Yep.
But no, the refs don't help out the Chiefs. And then the Mets and Nationals were on the site yesterday, and both of them 1-run losers. So that's just how everything's been going. It's been awful. It was a shitty weekend. how did because I know I think I had like 24 play. I know this is back to Saturday, but I think I had like 24 plays in college football on Saturday. I think I won on Notre Dame and Wazoo State.
You went 2-22,
and I believe that was it. Notre Dame, Wazoo State. Oh, I got UTEP and I got Florida Atlantic and Texas. All right, so I won 5. I went 5-19 on college football. So it's just been it's probably been the worst week of my sports betting career. And I just need to work out something. I don't know. But we'll go ahead and say hi to the chat, and we'll go from there. Good morning, Markel. What's up, bros? What's up, Robert? Fade the Panthers until further notice. Yeah. Home teams -7 or more in the NFL are 0-3 right now.
Yep.
What up, fellas? Brutal NFL for me. Cowboys and Ravens did it for me. Did recover on 3 live unders in the Texans game. I had the over in the Texans game, so that was a lot of fun for me. Man, that Bengals money. Yes, like why? That was not pass interference on the end.
It was. I hate to break it. Sorry, it was.
How about the 2 holding calls that were missed on the offensive line in the same play?
I mean, yeah, you could argue those, but if you're arguing that specific call, the defender beat the ball to the receiver, and that's textbook pass interference. As much as we hate it, and I threw small personal bets on the Bengals money line too. As much as we hate it, that was the correct call on that one specific call. Not saying that all the other games, all the other calls that went to the Chiefs' way were all good. That one specific call, that was pass interference.
Jets covered. Yeah, Jets won. Yeah, they beat the Titans.
Titans are going to be bad. And I think this sets up really nicely to back the Packers next week against the Titans. I think the Packers are to be backed.
NFL seems impossible to cap. Just flip a coin. Some of those spreads just seem so fraudulent. Last night, Texans spread was so embarrassing that second half was comedy. The second half was disgusting. What was there? 4 points scored in the second half? Sorry, 6 points scored in the second half?
Something like that. It was 16-10 at halftime. The game finished
19-13?
Something like that.
That's freaking embarrassing. Both teams for relegated. Bengals money line X. Yeah, I know that one hurt. Under in the Steelers game, over in the Rams game.
I can't believe I didn't bet that under. And one of the games that really pissed me off is I left the Cardinals off my card.
I had the Cardinals on my card personally, so that was kind of nice. But at the same time, I had some other plays that were just disasters. So, just ugly day yesterday, ready to try to bounce back today. And I probably have too much invested in this game.
Let's get into it, though. We have the Atlanta Falcons. They're taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are now 5.5-point favorites, total of 46 in this game. And I didn't really have too much of a read into this game right off the rip. This line opened up on Sunday afternoon at 6 o'clock at a 47.5. I like to try to read things from Monday morning on. It's kind of the way I do it because, yeah. It opened up at a 48 on Monday morning at 119. And it's now 45.5. It's moved 2.5 points towards the under. This line opened up on Monday morning at 10:05 at a 6. It went up to a 6.5 for a majority of the week, went down to a 6, and then I saw the sign that I needed to see in order to make a bet on this game this morning. The Eagles went down to a 5.5 in this game. And before all the 5.5s were gone, before all the 6s were gone, I moved on the Dirty Birds at +6 in this game at -115 in this one. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. We have 48% of the tickets and 67% of the cash is on the Eagles in this one. And the Eagles, and the line's moved against them, even though the sharp money is on them. They're kind of ignoring that sharp money. 57% of the tickets, 63% of the cash on the under. Line moving towards the under. I have no interest in this under anymore. We have the Philadelphia Eagles coming in off of their Week 1 win against the Green Bay Packers in São Paulo, Brazil. They won that game 34-29, where it felt like they had the game in control for most of it. Green Bay got off to a fast start, but Barkley had a ridiculous game for them. And they kind of ran away with it late, I want to say. And that game looked a little closer than it suggests. So there was that. And then on the flip side, we have the Atlanta Falcons, who looked horrible in week 1. They lose 18-10 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't give up a single touchdown, and they lose the game. They lose the game 18-10 in that one there. Kirk Cousins looked bad, and hopefully Kirk Cousins looks a little bit better, kind of like Aaron Rodgers looked a little bit better yesterday, because both of them are coming back from the same injury, the Achilles tear, and they both looked very immobile in their first game. Looking at this spot, I'm starting to see some 5s pop up. I got in at 6. 5.5 is probably the spot I would cut off. I mean, at this point, if you're seeing a 5, I just take the money line. I think the Falcons can win this game outright. At this point, with the line moving the way it is, tells me that the Falcons are a very, very live underdog in this game. And I moved on the Falcons at +6 at -115.
Yeah, this is one that I kind of jumped on early. And if you guys saw the Earle versus Girls video, which I was currently updating all the records on, ugly week for a lot of people. But I'm on the Falcons. I took the +6.5 there. It's down to a 5.5 now. I personally have their spread. I also have their money line at +208. So overall, I have a decent bit of money on the Atlanta Falcons tonight. And it's overreaction week 2, the final part of it, where we saw the Eagles win on prime time. You saw the Falcons lose to a team that didn't even score a touchdown, as you mentioned, Nick.
But now the 2-0 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna be on the Falcons here, plus the 5.5. I got 6.5, and I got money on it, +208.
Yeah, I could definitely see a very strong argument to play the money line in this game. I'm not personally, but I can definitely see the argument of making the money line bet on this game.
Mm-hmm. Eagles, no thank you. I like the over.
At this point, the line's moved an awful lot. Like, the line's moved from 48 down to 45.5. So, I mean, and here's the thing that ultimately, I gave out the under on picks and parlays, and I didn't bet it yet. And the more and more I looked at it, I don't know how much I trust the Eagles defensively in this game, but the Falcons offensively can leave a lot to be desired. And I do like the defense that the Falcons do have. And I still don't trust the Falcons overall for the grand scheme of the division. The Buccaneers, I think, win that division. More and more I look at it, and I wish I did that instead of I'm not even gonna. Yeah, but yeah, I could see the over now with this line moving that much though. Maybe an Atlanta team total.
Maybe. Nick, we'll go through the chat real quick.
Okay. Falcons money line. I like it. Eagles and Saquon touchdown. Hurts under interceptions. What's good? Kirk Cousins sucks on prime time. Yeah, let's everybody feed into that narrative. Saquon Barkley 2 touchdowns. I cap NFL like it's the WWE. Falcons have next week's primetime Sunday. Why is Atlanta getting 2 primetimes? Because they were hyped up for whatever reason. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't either. This spread reminds me of KC Bengals. Eagles win, Falcons cover. I'm assuming that's what he meant there. I could see the Falcons covering in a 3-point game type of like that. It's a good running back battle. Yeah, but that is the football game for tonight. We will move into some baseball. Not a huge card. We have 9 games typed up because we do not have a line for Detroit, Kansas City, which sucks because I kind of wanted to make a futures bet on today's show for baseball. I wanted to take the Detroit Tigers to make the playoffs. I was looking a little bit deeper into it. Like, if they can keep it remotely close with the Twins heading into the final weekend of the year, they play the White Sox. Mm-hmm. So I think the Tigers have the opportunity to make the playoffs still, which is unfortunate. Which we can kind of talk about it now because we have the Minnesota Twins taking on the Cleveland Guardians in this one here. We have Matthew Boyd taking on Pablo Lopez. What a pitching matchup is. This is actually a really nice pitching matchup. Line opened up at a 105, immediately went to a 110, and it's kind of hovered around that 110. Line opened up at a 7.5 minus 120. It's now a 7.5 and minus 104. So we've moved towards the under here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow. This is a fun pitching matchup. I actually really like this matchup. But we have 94% of tickets, 92% of cash on the over. Lines move towards the under. And then we have 54% of tickets and 89% of cash on the Guardians. Line moving towards the Twins. Only a 5-cent move over on BetOnline, but still. Pablo Lopez and Matthew Boyd. Lopez has been one of the better pitchers in baseball as of late. 0.79 ERA, 1.08 WHIP, 8.91 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 1.57 walks per nine, a 3.19 BABIP, a 2.27 FIP, and a 3.17 SIERA. On the flip side, Matthew Boyd, 2.28 ERA, 0.98 WHIP, 9.43 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 2.28 walks per nine, a 2.39 BABIP, a 3.46 FIP, and a 3.71 SIERA. Bullpen edge, as of late, goes towards Minnesota. Their bullpen's been better than Cleveland's as of late in the last 30 days. I'm going to update that when you talk my bullpen numbers. And then the hitting edge goes towards the Guardians here as well. 94 WRC plus, which is 20th, compared to 88, which is 15th against lefties. So overall, in the rankings perspective, the Twins rank higher against lefties than the Guardians do against righties. But when you look at actual WRC plus, the edge does go to Cleveland there. I'm interested in the under in this game. Is the way I would look in this spot. I want to take a look at which relievers were used and what is the bullpen situation look like. But I'm interested in the under in this game, and with these two bullpens pitching the way they have, I have a feeling it's a full game under rather than a first 5 under. Let's take a look here. Do I get the guys I want? I do. Awesome. Scott blew it through 41 pitches on Saturday. Do they not have numbers on Sunday's games? Do I need to hit refresh for Sunday's games? Come on, RotoWire. I'm hitting refresh to see if they'll give me Sunday's games because I need to know if Duran and Jax pitched for the Twins. And we do have Sunday games. And we got a pretty fresh bullpen here for the Minnesota Twins, all things considered. Blew it through 41 on Saturday. Alcala threw 31 yesterday. Cole Sands threw 36. And Henriquez threw 17. Louis Varland threw 29 on Saturday. Thebar threw 27 on Saturday. Michael Tonkin hasn't thrown since Friday. Griffin Jax hasn't thrown since Wednesday. Joan Duran hasn't thrown since Wednesday. We get a really fresh Minnesota Twins bullpen, which is huge for this game. And on the flip side, the Guardians, let's take a look at their bullpen real quick, where their bullpen looks pretty fresh as well. Tim Herring, Cade Smith, and Hunter Gladys have thrown back-to-back days. Other than that, Class A threw 12 yesterday, but they'll have Avila available. They'll have Sobrowski available, Walters, Sandlin, and Morgan. This is a full game under spot for me. I'm going to move on this under.
I personally didn't touch this game. I do have plays for today. I have 5 plays today out of the 10 games. But I did not get to this one. AL Central matchup that is just, I'm hoping Cleveland wins. Can make a AL wildcard a little bit more fun, but I'm not really too overly invested in this game. If there was plus money on a side, I can maybe look towards it.
I think this is a rightful pick'em because the pitching edge, the pitching edge does go towards the Twins in this game. Bullpen edge goes towards the Twins. Hitting edge slightly goes towards the Guardians. I kind of think the Twins are live in this matchup. Granted, it's a pick'em, so I know that's probably not going out on a limb too much. But especially if what I was talking about, and maybe I wait a day with this Tigers thing because if I think the Twins can win today, I might get a better price on the Tigers to make the playoffs tomorrow. So I will move on the under 7.5. It's minus 115 over on FanDuel. I'm going to go ahead and log in and bet that now.
I'm going to stay off of it. Guardians in the under? Sure. Lopez is the only Twins pitcher I trust. Cleveland is 7-2 versus the Twins. Yeah, they've been really kind of on them this year. Morning, gentlemen. Twins money line for the books. Twins money line on the books have the Twins favored for a reason, wanting you to bet. But isn't it in? It's not even in Cleveland. It's in Cleveland. That's weird. Saints money line, never in doubt. The line moving to Twins with money on coming on Cleveland.
Yeah.
Buxton, Correa. Funny how everyone was saying the Saints were going to be bad. We're going to be worse than Carolina.
I was dead wrong on the Saints. I don't think I've been more wrong about a team so far this year than the New Orleans Saints.
Maybe Carolina.
I mean, Carolina, the win total is still a 5.5, so it's not. We weren't asking them to be a good team. I was just asking them to be 6-11, which I think is asking too much. Now, looking at it, which unfortunately I have too big of a bet on that over 5.5. So if they can start winning games, I probably won't be betting them, but I'll be rooting for the Panthers to scratch out 6 wins somehow, some way. And how long until we see, what would it be, Andy Dalton in for the Panthers, and how much better is that? Honestly, I thought Bryce Young was going to be better this year, because my thought process was they couldn't be much worse than last year. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Whew.
I will run Saints money line again next week before lines move due to possible overreaction from this week.
I mean, I can. Who do the Saints play next week?
I don't know, but they're dogs at home. That was my look at it, because I know
they are at home against Philly. I want to see what happens tonight first.
Yeah, let's see what happens tonight.
Philly loses, give me Philly there.
Detroit Tigers going to make the wild card.
I said that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that take.
That's not a bad take at all.
Eagles. The well might have dried up on Chris Flexen Day. I didn't realize yesterday was Chris Flexen Day. Whoops. Cousins interception as usual. Yeah, could be. Nick, it's 4-4-6 favorite holiday.
Yeah, we have the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals. Sean Manaea taking on Jake Irving. This line opened up at a 180, still a 180. Line opened up at an 8 -110. It's at a 7.5 at -112. So move towards the under and no move on the side here. We have 94% of tickets and 49% of cash on the Mets. The line's not moved. So bigger bets are in on the Nationals here in this spot. The line's really not moved. 97 and 96 on the over, yet this line's moving towards the under. Kind of tells me another potential low-scoring game. My only problem is trusting Jake Irving, who has not been particularly great as of late. And I got a spam call. There we go. 6.67 ERA, 1.48 WHIP, 7.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 3.33 walks per nine, a 3.21 BABIP, about 4.37 FIP, 5.10 FIP, and a 4.37 Sierra. On the flip side, Sean Manaea has been good. 3.07 ERA, 0.71 WHIP, 10.10 strikeouts per nine, which is 30%, 1.98 walks per nine, a 159 BABIP, a 3.71 FIP, and a 3.10 Sierra. Bullpen edge, Mets. Hitting edge, Nationals. 100 WRC plus, which is 10th against lefties, compared to 96, which is 14th for the Mets against righties. Ultimately, not a game I'm getting involved with at the moment. I wanted the under. I don't want to trust Jake Irving because he is just somebody who I think is a prime and has been a prime second half regression type of pitcher because he is way past his innings. But it would be an under or nothing for me. It's the way I would approach this game, but I don't want to trust Jake Irving.
I'm on the Mets. And if the Mets would have won yesterday versus Philly, I probably wouldn't have been on there. But the Mets are coming off of they are coming off a road trip that was not really successful, 3-3. But they're still tied for the wild card, and it's going to be competitive down the stretch because Mets and Braves are currently tied. Diamondbacks up 2 games, and the Padres pretty much locked themselves up 3.5.
So keep in mind the Padres still play.
It's going to be a battle between Diamondbacks, Mets, and Braves for the 2 spots. And we could very well see the Dodgers in the wild card spot, but it's kind of Padres pretty much got a spot, but Mets have Sean Manaea on the mound, which if you guys have been here, Sean Manaea is currently the number 2 most profitable pitcher in baseball. The only guy that's more profitable, Jose Barrios. The Mets are 21-8 when Shamania pitches. I took the Mets run line here. I was able to get a little bit of plus money at plus 119. Mets need to sweep the series. There is no excuse to not sweep. You're at home. You're against a bad Nationals team that have been officially eliminated from the playoffs. Sweep the series because Philly comes to town for 4 after this, and that's got to be an important series. I say during this home stretch of 7 games, you need to at least go 4-2. Sorry, 5-2. At least 5-2 in order to keep with the playoffs. Sweep the Nationals, split against the Phillies. That's what you need to do.
So you know what that means, right? We're going to lose 2 out of 3 to the Nationals and then win 3 out of 4 against the Phillies.
Probably. But I'm taking the Mets run line today.
Yeah, I wish I can get involved in this game, but not everything correlates here.
Can't pick the Panthers no more until they get rid of Young. They're probably not going to do that, though, because they know they suck. Lindor is injured. He's going to go for another MRI on his back, so there goes the MVP chances for him. As usual, Mets nerfy in first 5. Good luck. Cash cow? No, it's not.
Mine hasn't moved.
Mets smash? I hope so. I'm on the Nats. Of course you are. Over 11 in the D-backs game. I kind of like that D-backs game. We'll talk about that one in a minute. All right, Nick.
Yeah, a game that Atlanta choked away yesterday, but
I don't know if choke's the right word. It was 2-2.
It was 2-0.
It was. I mean, yes, but a 2-run lead's not a big lead.
Making a fun matchup though here. Max Fried and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Line opened up around a minus 109, so 116 now for the Dodgers. So we do have a slight move towards these Dodgers. Line opened up 110. It's now 117. A move towards the over here as well. Suggesting maybe Max Fried's a little vulnerable. 98 and 89 is on the over. 58 and 84 on the Dodgers in this game here. Yoshinobu Yamamoto came back, and I click on a different tab to get up different numbers. And, of course, my screen goes dark. There we go. We have Yamamoto, who is coming in on his second start after returning from the injury. He looked good against the Cubs. Gave up no runs on 3 hits, 8 walks, or 8 strikeouts, 4 walks. 8 strikeouts, 4 innings pitched. I can't read. It is 6-3 loss to the Cubs, but none of that loss was not on Yamamoto. Max Fried, 2.81 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, 8.16 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%, 1.69 walks per 9, and 295 BABIP, but 3.33 FIP and a 3.10 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards Atlanta. Hitting edge goes towards the Dodgers. The Dodgers actually hit lefties pretty well, 124 WRC plus, which is second, compared to 95, which is 17th. The question is, have the Dodgers seen a lefty like Max Fried, though? Is the ultimate question. They're putting up good numbers. They got destroyed against Chris Sale, which that's Chris Sale. I'll give you the pass there. Imagana looked good against them.
Imagana's been one of the best.
They got shut down by Matthew Boyd.
He's been good.
They looked okay against Reed Detmers. They beat up on Eddie Rodriguez. Sucks. They beat up on Cade Povich. Sucks. And they beat up on Tyler Alexander. Sucks. So, I mean, the lefties they are beating up against are subpar lefties. So, there's that. I'm going to be on the Braves again. And that's the Dodger fade. I don't stop just because I need the Braves to lose for the Mets to make the – I don't stop with that. And I know I got accused of not being a true Mets fan because I was betting the Braves.
By who?
You know who. Just because I was continuing with my Dodger fade. So it's going to be even money for the Braves here in the spot. Braves money line, even money.
I'm on the opposite side. I believe yesterday kind of woke up the Dodgers. I didn't realize that this was a 4-game series. I thought there was only 3. So last night I thought they were going for the sweep. But I think last night the 8th inning kind of woke up the Dodgers. And I think you get another really good matchup here and a split. And I know Yamamoto hasn't really pitched a lot. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah, he's pitched once. Okay. Which was a good game against that. I'm not overly enthusiastic with Fried. I know he's been decent this year. But I think he's definitely hittable, especially with the Dodgers. I believe the Dodgers have good numbers versus Fried, if I remember right. But I'm going to be on the Dodgers here. I got him at minus 113, so it's a pick 'em price. I think they split the series.
Fair. I'll get Max Fried's numbers versus.
Nats playing spoiler. Spoilers are always a threat to your bankroll. I don't think the Nats would try to play spoiler to the Mets because I think the Nationals kind of hate the Braves more.
They're young players. They're going to play hard against. It's a divisional opponent still.
Yeah. Mets. They're going to hit up the Nationals. I hope so. Fade Yamamoto Day. Braves run line. Like the over in Braves, Dodgers are toast. Yamamoto is either unhittable or gets blown up. Glasnow officially out for the year. This team needs to score 10 runs to win this game. Yeah, and they probably could. Their offense woke up yesterday. I think their offense continues to wake up today.
I think if you like the Dodgers, you take the team total over. I think that's the best way to approach it. Is you take a team total over with the Dodgers if you like it that way. So by the way, I have Max Fried's numbers against the Dodgers. He's 3-3 at the 3.02 ERA with 63 strikeouts and 9 appearances. He's looked okay. And then another thing I want to bring up, because he was mentioning this with the rotation there, Glasnow officially out for the year. Healthy pitchers right now heading into the playoffs for the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is your starting rotation. Game 1, you hand the ball off to Jack Flaherty. I'm fine with that. Game 2, you hand the ball to Walker Buehler. He's getting better, but I'm still not thrilled about that. Game 3, it's Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Game 4, you're either choosing between Bobby Miller or Landon Knack.
I don't think you have to really get to a game.
For a 7-game series, you need 4 starters.
I guess they run a bullpen game. I would.
You run. Yeah.
Which, looking at the Dodgers right now, the Dodgers are currently the second best record in the National League behind the Phillies. So they would get the 2 seed, which would get the winner of the 4-5 matchup, right? No,
that would be the Phillies would play
6. So they'd either play the Brewers or
the Braves.
Braves/Mets. So, I mean, you look at. I think if it's Dodgers Brewers in the wild card game and the DS, I think the Brewers win that one.
I think the Dodgers are very vulnerable regardless of who they play. Like, if you give me Braves-Dodgers, I think the Braves win that in 4. You give me Brewers-Dodgers, the Brewers win that in 4 or 5. And and here's the crazy thing is don't look now. Okay. Is that 3.5 now? I thought it was 2.5. The Dodgers division lead over the Padres is 3.5 games.
Yeah.
Because
they won last night. It was 3. It would have been 2.5 if they lost last night.
Fair. I thought I saw 2.5, but I was wrong. The Padres are not dead for that division, and hypothetically speaking, the Padres passed the Dodgers. The Dodgers against the Diamondbacks
in a wild card series.
Give me the D-backs in 2.
Oof. Okay. I'm not sure about that. I would probably go 3. Dodgers money line. The over. I'm taking a shot against Dodgers coming with Braves run line. So everybody's on the Braves. Okay. Freeman 2+ hits. Tough matchup pass. Freeman ice cold. 2 for his last 20. 3 for his last 20. Kershaw isn't back yet. No.
And he's not going to return. Yeah.
I really want the Dodgers to end wild card. Those rest days could help. Since
they've gone to the 2 byes or whatever.
Those teams are just not.
They haven't won it. I don't think they've won 1 playoff game in 7 games. They're 1-6 against the Padres and the Dodgers. No, Padres and Diamondbacks.
You're talking about the Dodgers.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the only team with a bye to win a playoff series was the Astros.
That makes no.
Yeah. Because the Astros have done it back-to-back years. They beat the Twins last year after the Twins beat the Blue Jays, and they beat the Mariners after the Mariners beat the Blue Jays. Mm-hmm. So the only team to not be affected whatsoever by by having extra rest time is the Astros, because the Dodgers have lost both times. The Braves have lost to the Phillies both times. And actually, I think the Guardians lost to, or the Yankees beat the Guardians one year. And then they lost to the Astros. So we'll see. I think the bye is not a helpful thing.
I don't think so either.
But we'll move on. Talk about a bye. This is a huge series. If you're the Milwaukee Brewers, sweep the Phillies, you're within one game of a bye.
No.
Yep.
If they sweep the series, they're in the bye.
Nope, they are not.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at them in the Dodgers. Never mind.
It's a 4-game. Yeah, you sweep the series, you're within one game of a bye if you're the Milwaukee Brewers. Unfortunately, it's Aaron Savali on the mound today for the Milwaukee Brewers. This line opened up at a 110. It's now of the Brewers. It's now -106 for those Philadelphia Phillies. Line opened up at an 8 -125. It's now an 8 at -110. This is going to be a playoff atmosphere, and this could be a NLCS preview. Really, I think the NLCS will probably be something along the lines of Padres and Dodgers potentially, or Padres and Brewers. Padres Brewers would be a fun NLCS as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 32% of tickets and 80% of cash is on the Brewers, yet the line's moving towards Philly. 71% of the tickets, 68% of cash on the over. Line's moving towards the under. I like the under in this game a little bit. Let's get into the pitching matchup here. Let's see if everything correlates for me. Because Ranger Suarez kind of scares me, because he's struggled a little bit as of late. 4.19 ERA, 1.55 WHIP, 8.38 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 2.73 walks per nine, a 3.73 BABIP, a 3.58 FIP, and a 3.58 FIP, 4.01 SIERA. Do expect a little bit of positive regression. Aaron Savali is there. He's a solid 5. And that's all the Brewers need him to be. Give him 5 innings, 5 and fly type of guy. 3.38 ERA, 1.03 WHIP, 8.02 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 2.95 walks per nine, a 2.11 BABIP, a 4.2 FIP, and a 4.36 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Brewers. Hitting edge goes towards the Phillies. 107 WRC plus, which is 11th, compared to 101 for the Brewers, which is 7th in baseball against lefties, but WRC plus wise, not quite there. The Phillies have owned this series a little bit. They swept them in early June, the Phillies, against these Brewers, so that they'll probably have the tiebreaker against this Brewers team. I have not really too much of an interest in this game. For me, it's an under, and I kind of trust both teams for an under here in this spot. Mike, my ultimate question for this game, because the way I capped this originally, and this is kind of the way I'm trying to cap games right now, is what's my initial thought before looking at markets and everything like that. My initial thought was Ranger Suarez probably pitches okay in this game, and I can trust the Brewers bullpen. My ultimate question mark is, what does Aaron Savali do against this Philly offense? And can he pitch good enough to give me a chance with a full game under? Because I would look towards a full game under in this spot. The first 5 is a 4.5. The line's moved against the Brewers for first 5 and full game, which tells me that Ranger Suarez pitches well. That's what that ultimately tells me. And the line not moving in the first 5 and moving in the full game tells me that this could be a spot where Savali gives up 3 early or something along those lines. It's 3-2 at the end of 5, and this game finishes 4-2 Philly. Type of spot here. I think I would like to move on this under 8. It's scary with Savali, but the markets, I think, are pushing me enough. And with this being a potential playoff atmosphere, and I can get an 8.5 on ESPN bet, I'm going to move on that 8.5, actually. Getting that hook, I think, is huge. And if I can pick off bad lines at other books when the markets are moving a certain way and just try to catch books sleeping, which I've been trying to do in college football a little bit, is I'll notice a book is hanging a 6.5 when the other ones are hanging a 7 or something like that. And I've done that in the CFL this year an awful lot, because BetMGM will hang a 1.5 when the other ones are hanging 2.5, 3s. I'll be like, boom, okay, thank you. At 8.5 -125, I am going to take the under in this game. I'm going to try to pick off a bad line here, and I can easily see potentially a 5-3 Philly win.
I was very close to leaning towards Philly. I will say a team could be clinching a playoff spot this series, Nick. Not a playoff spot, because I'm pretty sure some of these teams have clinched a playoff spot. No, actually, none of them have, because of it would be the same deal as Philly's clinching the division. Philly's magic number after yesterday's win is down to 5. The Brewers is down to 3 for the division.
Yeah.
So these two teams, both of them have the opportunities to clinch playoff spots, or clinch divisions, I should say. And it will go down because I believe Milwaukee has a tiebreaker versus Chicago, which is currently the team that they're fighting off. But I mean, they're up 10 games, so they're not going to lose that division. It's when, not if. Same deal with the Phillies, who with 13 games left, their lucky numbers up to 5 or down to 5. So both of those two teams are going to be division champions, depending on where they're going to end up in terms of getting a bye. And I think it's fully realistic to say that Milwaukee has a chance to get the bye. They're only 2 games behind the Dodgers. I will say I believe this one's more of a Philly spot than the Brewer spot.
The markets are kind of pointing towards that as well.
And the only reason why I'll say that, the Brewers are coming off of a outless road trip where they played 3 in San Francisco, 3 in Arizona, and they lost 11-10 yesterday in extra innings. So that bullpen's going to be taxed and everything. Now, I will say the reason why I'm going to stay off this game, Philly just came off of a big series win against the Mets. I know it probably wouldn't have that big of an impact on the Phillies in terms of clinching the division. It'll just take an extra day for them if they would have lost yesterday. But that was a big win for them. And I could easily see either one of these teams having a kind of flat spot. So I kind of like your under. I'm not going to touch this game in general, though. Should be a fun one to watch on TV.
Yeah, and I'll probably definitely sit down and try to watch this game a little bit with it'll probably be Philly game on one screen, probably the Brave game on another, and the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't watch the Mets games right now because they're against Washington.
Yep.
Kershaw is not a reliable starter anymore. Correct?
No, he's not. Yeah.
Scherzer, Kershaw, Verlander are all elite. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Laughing. All 3 of those pitchers are not good. Brewers upset. It's not really an upset. It's a pick'em. And the Brewers are at home. So I don't know why you would say upset, but I could see the Brewers winning. It's a bad spot for both teams. Can I say that?
I think it's a bad spot for both teams, but it can also be a sleepy spot for both teams, which is why I think the under is probably the play. And maybe if you're feeling a little bit here, maybe it's a first 5 full game under.
Could be.
Which the first 5 total is a 4.5. I mean, I'm tempted to double up on this under. I'm only going to play the full game under, but I was tempted on doubling up on this under.
Give me Phillies tonight. Brewers coming off a long road trip. Philly smash spot. Phillies are getting hot again. Suarez to get the win. I want the Brewers, but I can't trust them on Mondays. Castellanos home run. No, nothing's bad's happened. Philly first 5. I would lean more towards Philly than I would towards Milwaukee.
Yes, I agree with that statement.
Ranger Suarez needs to get his strikeouts up, gets at least 2 to 4 a game. Crazy how the Brewers have been without Yelich. They've been just fine. And that's the thing is they play that Moneyball-esque type of baseball. So they've been really good. Small down day in NFL yesterday. Could have been worse if I didn't live bet the Chiefs. Good luck, and thank you for the show. Yeah, that Chiefs game hurt me yesterday because that was pretty much a 4-unit swing. Because I had the plus 195 money line, 3-unit swing. That I was looking at and go, I can gain almost 2 units, and then I ended up losing the unit. So, Ohtani hasn't hit a home run in 3 games. Yeah, such an MVP. Go play on his iPad. Ugly game here, Nick.
Yeah, and I'm trying. Okay, I do have a total now. I did not have a total this morning for it. I do have a total now. So let's get into it. The Oakland Athletics coming in off of a series loss against the Chicago White Sox. The Chicago Cubs coming in off of a series loss against the Colorado Rockies. Both these teams coming in off of bad series losses. Line opened up at a 190 for these Chicago Cubs. It's now 188 now. Line opened up at 7.5 at -110. It's now 8. So look towards the over here as well, telling us that there may be a little bit of volatility in this game. 96% of the tickets and 97% of the cash on the over in this game here. 94% of the tickets are on the Cubs, but 56% of the cash is on the Athletics, which isn't surprising with the line being as wide as it is. 96 and 91 on the run line for the Cubs. So that's probably where all the tickets are coming in on the Cubs, because what sharp bettors lay -200 or -190? Not many is your answer, because they know long-term, if you lay that stupid juice, you're not going to make money long-term. We have Joey Estes and Shota Imagina. Estes, a 3.30 ERA, 1.9 whip, 6.6 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 0.9 walks per nine, a 218 BABIP, a 4.37 FIP, and a 5 SIERA. On the flip side, Shota Imagina, 2.53 ERA, 0.78 whip, 7.88 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 1.69 walks per nine, a 150 BABIP, a 4.83 FIP, and a 3.81 SIERA. Bullpen edge towards Oakland lately, hitting edge towards the Cubs, 129 WRC plus, which is third, compared to 67, which is 23rd for the Athletics against lefties here. Take it away, Tim. What are you thinking about for this game? I got to plug in my computer.
Oh, okay. I have very little interest in this game. It would be Cubbies or nothing, and the only reason why is Shota Imagina is the third most profitable pitcher in baseball. And it could just be a really bad spot for Oakland. Oakland's coming off of they're on their so this is their last home road games until the last weekend of the year. And after this, I will say once they get home, I will be betting them every single game for the rest of the season. Every single home game for the rest of the season. They get the Yankees and they get the Texas Rangers, but it'll be their last homestead in Oakland. So that's just a spot that I would want to go after. So I'm gonna end up being on Oakland a bunch later down the stretch. I am not going to be on them today. It'd be a lean towards the Cubbies with them on the mound, but not enough for me to want them after it.
Yeah, similar to what I was talking about with my cap for the other game was Ranger Suarez pitches well, and can I rely on Aaron Savali? My cap was kind of different in this game. Is I saw the Cubs getting to Joey Estes. My numbers suggest Joey Estes, massive negative regression in coming here. My ultimate question was, can Oakland do enough offensively to get me over the total in this game? Against Shota Imagina, which Shota's numbers suggest some negative regression as well. The Cubs bullpen has negatively regressed as well. The only problem is the Oakland A's hit their 67 WRC plus against left-handed pitching, which ultimately scares me with the over here in the spot. Now, the ultimate question is how much do they see of Shota and how much of that bullpen do they see, because the Cubs bullpen's been bad. And against righties, the Oakland A's are good, 112 WRC plus, which is 8th in baseball against righties. I think this game is an over game. I think the line moving towards that kind of suggests it. 96% of tickets, 97% of cash on the over. It's probably going to keep me off of it, though. But maybe a Cubs team total over or something along those lines. But no play here.
I already talked about it. Oakland spot over the 8. Cubs coming out of Colorado as a pass. A's are pass. Estes is dealing. This game screams under, but maybe A's pound the maybe. Cubs cash cow. No, they are not. I was leaning over 8, but Steam went on the under. Maybe we're getting a better price on the over.
I saw the line opened up at a 7.5. It's up to an 8 now. So, they're respecting the over money. Not enough for me to make a move on it though.
Just the nerfy. I'm going Cubs -1.5. I got it at 7.5 last night, so I don't know what to do. What to think? Fair enough. Suppness. Nerfy feels good, but I can also see Rooker going yard.
Rooker's been one of the top 10 hitters in baseball this year.
The fact that they didn't trade him just shows how bad this Oakland organization is.
I'm going to say no to that because, I mean, you still want players to build around. And I think this Oakland team could be a little bit like a fun, scrappy. Like the Oakland A's could be the Nationals next year. And then make the playoffs in a couple years.
Who dat? Yeah, the Saints won. There you go. Oh, the A's first 5 tiny wave. Terrible travel day for the Cubs.
Yeah,
and A's plus money. I could see that.
I can argue with taking a shot at the A's at big plus price tag. I definitely can. I can make that argument.
With one of my plays earlier, later, the next game, not this game, but the following game we'll talk about, I probably should be on the Oakland Athletics. But I'm probably just gonna. I may bet the Oakland Athletics, but I just don't want to fade Shohei Magana.
Fair. We'll get into the next one here, which is a little bit of a holiday time for a lot of people. It's Paul Skeens Day, which who knows how many more games he's going to throw this year.
He shouldn't be throwing anymore.
He shouldn't be. Line opened up at a 140 down to a 132. So we have an 8-cent line movement towards St. Louis. Line opened up at a 7 at minus 120. So now it's 7 at minus 114. Move towards the under here as well. Andre Palante and Paul Skeens. 92% of tickets, 89% of cash on the over. Lines moving towards the under, which definitely piques my interest a little bit of an under in this game. 71% of tickets, 92% of cash is on the Pirates, and lines moving towards these Cardinals in this game here. Maybe suggesting Palante is a decent start. I really don't see it though. Skeens a 1.23 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, 12.27 strikeouts per nine, which is 34%. 2.86 walks per nine, a 3.4 BABIP, a 1.40 FIP, and a 2.67 CR. On the flip side, Andre Palante, 3.94 ERA, 1.48 WHIP, 6.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%, 4.85 walks per nine, a 2.84 BABIP, a 4.62 FIP, and a 4.96 ERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Cardinals. Hitting edge goes towards the Cardinals. 101 WRC plus, which is 13th, compared to 95, which is 16th. My ultimate question is, how far does Paul Skeens go in this game? If he goes 4 innings, give me the Cardinals. And if they're going to limit him, which I see it doesn't look like they are, or at least the books don't think they are. His outs are 17.5 minus 215 to the over. So they're saying 6 innings for him. Enough to keep me off the game. If they're telling me he's going to go out there and throw 6 innings, he's probably going to go out there and throw 6 innings. Which ultimately I don't want Palante versus 6 innings of Skeens. I want Palante versus 4 innings of Skeens. I want to see a pitch count for him, which we haven't really seen. He threw 98 against Miami. He threw 100 against Chicago. And they've won 4 of his last 5 starts. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. My ultimate question mark was, is Palante going to pitch well in this game? And the line moving towards the under with the public on the over tells me Palante can pitch well. And maybe I don't want the Pirate bullpen in here. I want, if I'm backing an under, I want Skeens. And maybe the first 5 under is the look in this game. Line hasn't moved. It opened up minus 120 to the under 4. It's still first 5 under 4, minus 120. Maybe the under is the move in this game. And the reason why I'm saying that is the books say Paul Skeens throws 6 innings. So I'm getting Paul Skeens for that entire 6 innings. Do we trust the Pirates offense to put up runs against Palante? That's the ultimate question. And the books are saying no, because the lines move towards the under. The lines move towards the Cardinals with the public on the Pirates. Tells me Palante pitches well in this game. So I'm getting a first 5 under 4 at minus 120 over bet 365. I'm going to pull the trigger on it. First 5 under 4, minus 120 here.
I'm going to start taking back seats to teams that are starting, when I look at games of teams that are out of the playoff picture, which both these 2 teams are essentially out of the playoff picture.
Yes, because the Cardinals just got swept against the Blue Jays.
Cardinals are 7 out for the wild card. Pittsburgh's 10 out. And both these 2 teams, St. Louis is not mathematically out of the playoff picture yet because their elimination number is 2. But no, these 2 teams are out of the division, out of playoff races. And you'll see this down the next 2 weeks from me. You're going to see my baseball cards get smaller and smaller because some games don't matter. This game, guess what? Doesn't matter. So when it comes to that, unless I feel like there's a real spot in it, like Oakland spots for the rest of the last home games, because they're the last home games in Oakland, I'm not going to be going after non-playoff teams.
See, for me, I actually like those matchups a little bit more because exactly your opinions on that is, I don't want to bet them. you probably share the opinions of a lot of other people as well.
That's fine. I just don't feel like I need to get involved in games that don't matter.
Fair.
Okay. Back to the chat.
A little bit of breaking news, by the way. The Pittsburgh Penguins just gave a 2-year extension to Sidney Crosby. His AAV for those 2 years, $8.7 million.
As it should be. That's
No surprise there. Yeah.
No. Cardinals plus 116 looks nice. Pittsburgh Pirates minus 1.5. Skeens hasn't hit his K-prop in 4 games. His strikeouts are starting to decline.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not asking him to strike out batters. I'm just asking him to get outs.
Juiced up Nerfy, gonna pair with first 5 under for plus money. There you go. Cardinals first 5 team total under 1.5.
I love that look.
He pitched 6 innings last game and had only 5 Ks. Yeah. I've been waiting on you, Tim. Well, how does bottom of division feel? For what? Mets are not the bottom of the division.
Jets
aren't the bottom of the division. Nuggets haven't started. Sabres haven't started. Which one of my teams is bottom of the division? I'm confused. Paul Skeegs, rookie Derek Rose of MVP, of MLB. Falcons race to 15. I like it.
Race to 10.
2-0 Steelers. Oh, you think I'm a Ravens fan? Oh, I'm not a Ravens fan. My girlfriend is. She's pissed off. Steelers, Deadskins, and Saints. Who hits a home run today? Max Muncy.
I'm gonna go with.
Can we just say Brent Rooker?
Yeah, Brent Rooker. It was a good one. That's one of I was thinking there.
How about your daddy Alvarez? There you go.
On the flip side, you can give me Cody Bellinger. I think that game's a little bit more live for runs than people think.
I hope the Angels are a cash cow. We'll talk about them in a little bit. I'm not sure. Carlos Correa home run. Castellanos home run. I'm disappointed no more Lindor home run props, but of course 446 will bring up Lindor somehow, some way.
Yep.
I think Ohtani and Rooker home runs today. I was going to say Ohtani, but I feel like that was kind of obvious. Sid the Kid. Same here, pass. Nerfy Twins.
I did play the under in the Twins game.
Crosby is a pen for life. Speaking of Crosby, did anyone watch New Orleans just shut down the Ravens?
Huh? I'm so confused on that. New Orleans shut down the Cowboys. The Ravens lost to the Raiders. I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm confused. The Pens weren't going to sign Malkin and Letang and Crosby. So,
The Penguins are missing the playoffs again.
Oh, for sure. Did we agree on that? How much was it for? Let me know. I don't remember agreeing to something on here, but I'm still down for it. That's fine. Best game for home run is Rockies with 13 miles an hour out. I can see that. Or Angels with 11 miles an hour out. But I want the $50 just friendly bet. But I want the 50 just friendly bet. Oh, you just wanted a friendly bet with me? Okay. Tell your girlfriend I'm very pissed at the Ravens killed my 3-team parlay.
Send that to the group chat. Take a picture of that. Send it to the group chat.
I'm going to.
And here's the thing: is I think the Ravens can start 0-3 because they play the Cowboys after a really bad loss against the Saints last week.
Dude, the Ravens loss is the biggest favorite on the card. I don't want. They're both.
They didn't get blown out though.
They're both embarrassing losses. I will be hard on LA Dodger home run, 10 mile an hour in. Tim, them Ravens ain't looking good right now for the division. They also played the Chiefs, and then yesterday's game was not ideal. But they still haven't played any division opponent yet. So we'll see once they start playing division opponents. Nola shut down the Cowgirls. That they did. Meant the Raiders. Crosby's on the. Oh, okay. Crosby had 4 sacks. Okay, I didn't put 2 and 2 together because I don't know the defensive players. 3 games left, Nick.
Yep. We have the Colorado Rockies taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Minus 155 for these D-backs. Total
It's gone down.
11 in this game. Nope. Okay. When I typed this up this morning, I typed these games up at around 8:15ish. Keep that in mind too, because I typed these games up during class. I mean, I'm a good student. I don't do that. Line opened up 165. It got down to a 148 at one point before it's come back up to a 167. So we have a 2-cent line movement here towards the Diamondbacks. And then we have this line opening up at an 11. Hit 11.5 for a few minutes. Went back down to an 11, but it's moved 16 cents towards the over. 67% of the tickets. Here's the matchup we have. 6.26 ERA, 1.57 WHIP, 6.91 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%, 2.63 walks per 9, a 3.26 BABIP, a 5.95 FIP, and a 4.69 SIERA. They get to go up against, is this a season debut, or it's just he's coming in off of an injury, of Antonio Senzatella for the Colorado Rockies. This will be his first start of the season. He has not appeared in a game in a very long time. He pitched 2 games in 2023 during a combined 7 2/3 innings pitched. So we have not seen much of Antonio Senzatella at all. And he gets a hard-hitting Diamondbacks team. The bullpen edge goes towards the Diamondbacks. The hitting edge goes towards the Diamondbacks, 130 WRC plus, which is second compared to 83, which is 28th. I think the Rockies can get to Merrill Kelly. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities because they're staying in Colorado. They're playing a little bit better as of late. I would like to know what Merrill Kelly stats at the Rockies because he's in division. I would like to know what he's done in Coors Field in his career. He is 4-2 with a 4.64 ERA, 34 strikeouts, and 7 appearances against the Rockies on the road in his career. The last time we saw him in Colorado was on April 9th this year. He went and through 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 6 hits. So he pitched well this year in his only appearance in Coors Field. However, I believe that he can get hit. And let's take a look at this bullpen real quick for the Arizona Diamondbacks, which even though the Diamondbacks have the bullpen edge, I don't know how much we can say for that with this game, honestly, because this is what we got coming in for this game. Yolber Diaz will not be available. He threw 71 pitches on Saturday. Justin Martinez threw 29. Puck threw 11. He's thrown 36 in the last 3 days. Ryan Thompson's pitched in 2 of the last 3 games. He threw 19 yesterday. Kevin Ginkel threw 29 yesterday. He's not going to be available. Brandon Hughes threw 25 on Saturday. He might be available. Joe Mantiply threw 3 yesterday. Blake Walston threw 7. That's a taxed bullpen that the Arizona Diamondbacks have. And they're going to be asking Merrill Kelly to probably go further than they would probably like. The Rockies bullpen's no better at the moment. 43 pitches for Jeff Criswell yesterday. 32 for Jake Bird. He's worked back-to-back days. He will not be available. Justin Lawrence threw 35 yesterday. He probably won't be available. Angel Chivili threw 29 yesterday. He probably won't be available. Jaden Hill threw 22 on Saturday, but he threw back-to-back games, which leaves them with Victor Vodnik, Seth Holverson, Tyler Kinsley, and Luis Peralta available for them in the bullpen today. These are 2 bullpens that are taxed beyond belief, and a game that is moved towards the over with 2 very questionable pitchers, Merrill Kelly on the road in altitude where I don't like him, and Antonio Senzatella, who's thrown 8 innings in the last 2 years, and he hasn't pitched at all this year. This is over the total for me. I think that's the way I'm going to settle on this game. Is I expect Merrill Kelly to get hit, and I expect Antonio Senzatello to get lit up and smoked in this game. I'm going to play the over in this one.
I'm going to double up on this one. And I don't know how you feel about a side. But I like the over, and I like Colorado tonight. And I just think this is going to be another one of those 8-7, like back and forth, high scoring games. And I could just see the Rockies winning this one.
I don't know how to feel about the side, honestly. The public's on the Diamondbacks. The line's moved slightly towards them. So, I mean, that it is what it is. I think if you want to back either team, it's a pretty simple way to back them.
Team total overs.
Team total overs. Yep. That would be.
I do like the over in this game, but I want to double up on the spot.
That would be the only way I would look at it. And my ultimate cap for this game would be, this would probably be Arizona team total over rather than Colorado team total over for me. Because if there's one thing that I will predict is more likely in this game, is that the Arizona Diamondbacks give me 8 runs rather than, or what would it be? Not 8 runs, obviously. Their team total is a 6.5. 6.5 minus 105. I think it's more likely that the Diamondbacks give me 7 than it is the Rockies give me 5. I think 7-5 Diamondbacks is very live in this game, though. But if gun to head, I had to choose between the Arizona team total over or the Colorado team total over, I'm taking Arizona's. It scares me because it's a 6.5, which is ultimately going to keep me off of it because I don't like going higher than 4.5 on team totals.
Yeah.
The only way I can look at this game, though, would be Arizona's team total over.
Fair enough. Nick, back to the chat real quick. I'm gonna look over a couple of other games real quick.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to find the total in this game because it said there was an 11 available. Yep, 11 minus 120 over on Fanatics is where I'm getting this. 11 minus 120. Fanatics has good lines if you're looking for like the alt lines or whatever. Or for like it said 11.5 at even money when the 11's minus 120. Like I'll take that because 6-5 I think is a likely score in this game as well. High variance, so I would not play any type. High variance meaning if you like either side in this game, one line it. Either run line the Diamondbacks minus 1.5 or run line the Rockies at minus 1.5. That's probably a really nice payday. Real quick, I just want to take a look what that would be. Hypothetically speaking, I don't see the Rockies run lining them because I am very hesitant on Antonio Senzatella, but you can get the Rocky run line minus 1.5 plus 240 in this game. I think it's that high variance where you can minus 1 or minus 1.5 either side.
Fair enough.
Where are you looking this one? All right, my bad. Where are you looking? Or where's the chat?
Sorry.
Yeah. It was like 7 outright dogs won in the NFL 1 p.m. time slot yesterday, most since 2004. Hey, can you guess what dogs I was on? The New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers, and they both lost and didn't cover. I was on. I think I was on the only dogs that didn't win during that slate. During the early slate. Diamondbacks run line. Diamondbacks are going to score 20 runs. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave you double digits. Like you can look at a alt team total over at 9.5. Oh, they're giving me 8.5 and 2 to 1. Like if you want to take a shot, Diamondbacks team total over is 8.5 for you there at 2 to 1. Cowboys will probably find some way to lose against the Ravens. We need more early season laughs with them. I think that could be a nice little over spot though. We'll see. I got Diamondbacks run line looking at their team total over. Fair. Maybe Diamondbacks and the over. Maybe you play Diamondbacks money line and over 11.5 is plus 185 for those interested in that. Arizona, Colorado, same game parlay on DK Yurfee and over 1.5 runs, over half a run in the second inning, plus 150. Don't hate that. D-backs scored so many runs yesterday. I am having a hard time thinking they could do it again today. I also would be worried about that. But I love the matchup they're getting against Antonio Senzatella. I'm not high on Senzatella whatsoever. Diamondbacks minus 2.5. If you're wondering what that run line is, my Diamondbacks minus 2.5 is plus 115. Our run line is minus 120. And Eugenio Suarez home run, Marte home run. I like the under. I'm on the opposite side there, but it is what it is. Diamondbacks money line. Diamondbacks need to win these games. They absolutely do.
That does not mean they're going to.
Not mean they're going to. Jake McCarthy 9-1. There you go. Mondays are tricky. A winning strategy is just bet on every dog and you'll come out on top. I can definitely see that. The Diamondbacks do need to win these games, though. Yeah. Diamondbacks win by 3 runs at least at plus 800. No, their minus 3.5 is plus 160. It's a high variance game, so you can lay 6.5 with the Diamondbacks at plus 375. So no, you're not getting anywhere near 8-1 unless you're probably laying 9.5 runs. Jock Pederson home run and bases, worth a look as well. What a matchup we have in this one, Tim. We have the LA Angels and the Chicago White Sox. The Angels are $1.80 favorites, total of 8 in this game. We have Reed Detmers and Jonathan Cannon. This line opened up at a 175. It's a 178. So we have 3-cent line movement here towards the Angels. Line opened up in an 8.5 at plus 105. It's now an 8 at minus 109. A move towards the under and a move towards the Angels here in this game. We have 69% of tickets, nice, and 60% of the cash is on the over, yet this line's dropping. And we have 6% of the tickets and 46% of the cash on the White Sox, because shocker, the sharp money's on the White Sox. Jonathan Cannon, Reed Detmers. Cannon's been putrid. 6.23 ERA, a 1.69 whip, 6.58 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%. I accidentally click a different tab and my screen goes dark. There we go. 3.81 walks per 9, a 366 BABIP, a 4.48 FIP, and a 5.10 SIERA. On the flip side, Reed Detmers, since getting called back up, has been good. 3 ERA, a 1 whip, 13.5 strikeouts per 9, which is 38%. 3 walks per 9, a 292 BABIP, a 2.25 FIP, and a 2.59 SIERA. These bullpens have been better as of late. The bullpen edge goes towards the Angels, and both these bullpens have actually not been bad. Their FIPs and their SIERAs are in the 3s. If you contact, Pitts is in the 4s, so are the Cubs. So these bullpens have been pitching better than the Pirates bullpen. They've been pitching better than the Cubs bullpen. They've been pitching better than the Dodgers bullpen. They've been pitching better, than the bullpens I just listed out. And when you look at the way these two teams are hitting, it's been terrible. 79 WRC plus, which is 29th in baseball for the Angels against righties. And we know the numbers for the White Sox against lefties. 55 WRC plus, which is 27th. Now the Rockies are the White Sox, my bad. The White Sox are coming in off of their first series win in how long? The last time, I want to actually take a look at this. The last time the Chicago White Sox won a series, never lost a game, but won a series, was June 28th to 30th. They won 2 out of 3 against the Colorado Rockies. That was the 3rd series that they've won all year long. 4th series they had 5th series they've won all year long. They won 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals, May 3rd to 5th. They won 3 out of 4 to the Cleveland Guardians in early May. They won 2 out of 3 to the Nationals after beating the Guardians 2 out of 3. And they split against the Red Sox 2-2. But we're asking the red hot White Sox to win a baseball game here, which I don't have much interest in. However, one thing I kind of do have an interest in is the under in this game a little bit, because we had 2 bullpens that are pitching better. We have 2 offenses that I don't think can hit anything. And the total's moving down with the public on the over. I think this is an under spot. And as crazy as it sounds, I think this is a full game under spot. Let's take a look at the bullpens real quick. See if any of them are really taxed. Because the Angels are coming in off of what did the Angels do last? Their bullpen, they used a little bit of it last night. Ryan Miller through 18, Hunter Strickland through 14, Roansy Contreras through 29, and Fulmer through 16. they'll still have Brock Burke. They'll still have Kiara. They'll still have Zephyr Hahn on their bullpen. And on the flip side, the White Sox, their bullpen is actually not fresh, but only 3 bullpen arms threw yesterday. Schulster threw for 14, Baroa 13, and Ellard 13. I'm going to play the full game under here in this spot. These offenses don't scare me whatsoever, and I want to challenge these offenses to do anything here. So it's going to be a full game under for me, which is an 8 at minus 105.
Yeah, I've been just fading the White Sox for the last 2 weeks. As long as the price was reasonable for the run line. I'm getting plus money on the run line. I took the Angels. That's just kind of how I've been doing it. It's been making me money. I know they haven't won the last 2 days, which I'm not really concerned about. Or the White Sox have been winning the last couple of games. Whoop-de-doo. I'm grabbing the Angels again. There's no point in me trying to fade it. So give me the Angels. I got them at run line at plus 121. I also did a little bit of a thing on CapperTek today, Nick, where I decided to do a 3-leg round robin.
Okay.
Angels were one of those legs. The Mets were another one of those legs. And the Dodgers were the third leg. Because I wanted something to give me decent value. So with that, and they're all money lines. The Mets Dodgers were plus 186. The Mets Angels were plus 140. The 3 of them combined is 346. And the Dodgers Angels are plus 191. So I decided to do a little bit of round robin and have a little bit of fun.
Fair. Under 8 minus 105 for me. Under 8 minus 105.
Angels smash, yes. If it's not a cash cow, no way, but the Angels should be minus 185.
Yeah, no, it's not a cash cow.
10-mile-an-hour winds, but the total is 8 runs. Sheesh. Yeah, I know, right? Under in the Angels game, the game's a pass. Cool. The White Sox are only plus 163. They're alive here. No. White Sox, gross. Cannon gives up about 3 runs in the bullpen, about 4 to 5 runs. Most away games, open air fields. Yeah, I think that they're attacking here. Let's go to the last game of the day, Nick.
Yep, the Houston Astros and the San Diego Padres. My World Series future. My World Series preview right here. That's exactly what I'm in. That's exactly the way I think about this series. Houston Astros and the San Diego Padres. The line opened up with the Padres as minus 140 favorites. It's down to a 117. So a big move here towards these Astros. The line opened up in an 8 at minus 110. It's now 7.5 at minus 116. We have Spencer Arrighetti taking on Yu Darvish. 99% of the tickets and 65% of the cash is on the over in this game. 28% of the tickets and 84% of cash in the Astros. So the line moving towards the Astros with the sharp money all over them in this game. And I truly understand why the sharp money is all over them here. Arrighetti, 2.14 ERA, 1.24 whip, 10.29 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%, 3.86 walks per nine, and 278 BABIP, a 3.41 FIP, and a 3.93 SIERA. On the flip side, Yu Darvish, 5.87 ERA, 1.70 whip, 10.57 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 2.35 walks per nine, a 400 BABIP, a 6.69 FIP, and a 3.53 SIERA. On the flip side, the bullpen edge goes towards the Padres. The hitting edge goes towards the Padres, 118 WRC plus, which is 5th, compared to 114, which is 7th. I'd like to take a look what this first 5 has done, because like I mentioned, if you're going to fade the Padres, it's first 5 or nothing for me, the way I would fade the Padres because of their bullpen. And this line has moved towards the Astros in the first 5. That's enough for me here. I'm going to take the Astros first 5 to end my card in this game. Astros first 5 money line, and I'm seeing probably plus money on it here.
Yeah, I did go after the Astros here, and can I say that this will be a statement series for them to finally kind of put them over the top for winning the division? Their lucky number is 9, or magic number is 9, so they're going to win the division. But and I don't believe they have. Who do the Astros still have left on their schedule? San Diego, Angels for 4, Seattle for 3, Cleveland for 3, which by then Cleveland should have already stuff clinched, and we'll see. It's not the easiest of schedules, but the Astros should be fine for the division. Because I think Seattle's got a very tough schedule coming up. I know I'm looking at other stuff just to try to figure out where certain things. Seattle has Yankees, Texas, Houston, and Oakland. I guess there's still a chance, but no, I don't really see much chance for Seattle. I think Houston takes a series against the San Diego Padres here. They play for 3 games. I think they win the series. Give me Houston today at plus money on the road. I'll back Spaghetti.
Yeah, I'm gonna get plus 105 over on Bet365. First 5 money line here.
There you go. And I'll go put Houston up, and then that'll be. But I'll mention something else we have on. I have a couple of other plays on the site for soccer today, but what?
Soccer.
And they're giving me other leagues to bet on now on the thing. So it's Italian Series A and La Liga. So
oh, good God.
Well, it's all line movements. I don't really care about the teams. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what the best line I can get on them is plus 112 for the Houston Astros today. Boom. Astros statement series. There you go.
What's the Astros?
9.
9?
9.
Love it.
Astros plus 1. White Sox plus 1.5 minus 140 now. Padres no. Astros, you garbage is going to get hit up. I hope so. San Diego smash. No, thank you. I hope we get a big home crowd. I hope not. Fluke Darvish on the mound. Astros, please. Morel home run. I could see Morel home run for sure. Tatis Jr. and Ariz over run / RBI minus 1.9. There you go. That is all the games for today. We're going to do the same thing as we normally do when it comes to recapping, and we're going to put our CapperTeks in the comments. Boom, right there. So that's where you can find it. I will say it's been ugly. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's been very, very ugly for me on CapperTek. So my fades are right there because it's not been fun as of late. But if you guys follow, you guys get a week free, and you get to see everything that we're on for the next week, and you don't even have to come to the show. So shout out to the 8 followers. I lost a follower. Shout out to the 8 followers I have over there. Go ahead and follow me. Make an account. Perma, you like the draw. I took Perma. And then I like the over in the Astros team. I can see the over. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back again with another one tomorrow. Peace out, guys.